So that people. Hey guys, so I just want to just direct your attention. We have two handouts right now there. We got the Beard Lander and we also got the special bonus. Guys, share the special bonus in your Facebook. The registration link I'm going to pop in here, the chat, just so share the registration link for the webinar. And we will be giving out a special bonus to Beard Lander at the end of the webinar. So look out for that right now. I'm just going to pop it in here. There you guys go. Just sent you guys the registration link. So share that registration link, share the bonus on your Facebook or on your social media, and you will be getting a special bonus at the end of the webinar. We're going to give you a special lander for your using. All right, we got a couple of people. We got AC, we got Adriano, welcome. Anthony, welcome. Bye, welcome to the webinar. Brian, welcome to the webinar. Chad, Chris, Cora, welcome to the webinar. Derek, Dervin, Emat, welcome to the webinar. Welcome, guys. We're going to be starting here in a couple of moments. Ella, Frederick, Gabriel, welcome to the webinar. James, Jason, Jeff, welcome to the webinar, guys. Jim, Jonathan, welcome to the webinar. John Jellin, Justin, Carl, Kevin, welcome to the webinar, guys. Les, Mac, welcome to the webinar. Mantis, welcome. Maria, welcome to the webinar, guys. We're starting in a couple moments here. Guys, raise your hand if you're excited for tonight. We're going to have some knowledge bombs being dropped. Wow, the GoToWebinar is filling up, guys. We have over 75 people right now. This is going to be a full webinar. So, we have a lot of slots left, but they are filling up real quick. So again, share the registration link for the bonuses. We are going to be handing them out. Go under handouts and download the bonus. And we are going to be giving away a lander at the end of the webinar, guys. So just please share it on your Facebook. Let's get a lot more people here. Wow, it is filling up real quick, though. How's it going, Maurice? I see your reply here. AC, how's it going? Jeff, how's it going, man? Guys, give me a one if you're super excited. Give me a one. Message me a one. Let me see who's excited tonight. Wow, people are flooding in like ants. It's getting crazy. Hey, how's it going, Greg?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Good, doing well, doing well. We have a lot of people attending here. People flooding in.
I see.
And today I'm going.
Hey Greg, just got here too. Just yeah, I guess I'll let you announce everything. Looks like lots of people are still joining, so
Okay,
I'm
that's
here.
cool. Yeah,
Hanging out.
yeah, we'll give it a couple minutes.
I got a question here from Yvonne. Yvonne, just post, so everybody post the registration link. I just posted it here in the message box. I'll send it out there again. Just get more people on. We have a lot of bonuses to give out. We're going to be giving out a lander as well too at the end. So yeah, just share. Welcome, Rafael, Rasta, Red. Welcome, guys. Ricardo. We got Ronnie. Ronnie's in the house. Welcome, Ronnie. Ryan, Sanu. Welcome. We got Shelby. Welcome, Steve. Welcome, man. Steven. What else we got? We got Tim. We got Trev. We got Victor. Will. Welcome, guys. Willie. Welcome. Yvonne. Welcome. Guys, this is getting full. This is amazing. I love it. Yeah, Corey. Welcome, man. Aluajoba, welcome, man. I see that you gave me a comment here. Welcome, man. Thomas, welcome. Hey guys, so again, send me a screenshot, send it over here. So towards the end of the webinar, we are giving away a lander to those people that do share the webinar. So that's the action item for tonight. Share the attendee link and send us a screenshot, and we will be happy to send you an awesome lander. Good question, DJ Alexander. So the best way to send a screenshot, if you guys have Jing, just take a screenshot. When you upload it, it provides a link, and then just shoot me in the question box here on the webinar. Send me your link, and I will be happy to send you back a link as well, which has the lander. Rex, yeah, we're not attaching a screenshot. We're just going to be sending a link. So just share, take a picture, and you'll be able to share the link on Jing. Jing is a great program guide. It's free. And just send me the link of the screenshot that you shared it.
Cool. Cool.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep, I'm ready when you are.
All right, let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing tonight, or this evening, or afternoon, or actually morning, I guess, if you're in Australia or something. Everybody can hear me okay? Talk to me. Type something. People typing. Yes. Oh, what's up, Andy? Mario. Oh, lots of good friends on here. All right. Well, hey, last week, if you weren't around, man, you really missed it because my guest tonight, he did a webinar mostly focusing on Facebook advertising, and it was really good. I mean, it had some really good stuff in it. He drilled down pretty deep. Actually, pretty deep, especially for a free webinar. He kind of briefly touched on native advertising, but it really didn't have time to cover it in depth. And so, a lot of people hit me up after the webinar, not only saying how great the webinar was, but also asking for more info on native advertising. So, as it happens, John is a he's pretty expert with native advertising as well. So this will be very useful to you. If you're not familiar with native, and it's really like over the past year, especially like really exploded, and it's kind of like the way that advertising is done. I mean, including Facebook. So anyway, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest tonight, Mr. John Crestani.
Hey guys, what's going on? First of all, just let me know if I'm just testing the actual webcam thing, but also let me know if the sound all shows up all right. Just kind of throw in the chat there that you guys can hear me all right. Everything sounds good, and I'll get two things. Okay, cool. I'm seeing all goods. Great. So if you guys were on the, so what I'm going to talk about today is native advertising. I touched on it. If you guys were on last week's webinar, then you saw, just pulled up a screenshot here, you saw that I spent about $182, and I was able to make $964 in about 30 minutes. So about $800 profit in about 30 some minutes. So you guys saw that, and I definitely had a lot of people hit me up asking me what it is I do with native advertising. My focus was on Facebook, obviously, last time, but I'm gonna really deep dive down into native advertising because there's in this webinar because there's a lot of confusion still. So Just to give you an idea of what I've done in the last 12 months on native advertising, here's a quick screenshot. And as you see, I've had a pretty diversified, I've had success. I've had success in a number of different ad networks in native advertising and been able to make a lot of money there. So, and this is what I'm going to show you exactly how I've done in this webinar. So before we start, real quick, stay until the end, and you'll get two free gifts. So you'll get some landing pages, and you will get I believe it is an ebook, but you'll get some landing pages, some white hat landing pages at the end, and I'm going to have a poll to see what landing page you guys want. You know what? My screen isn't being shown. No wonder. So yeah, just to show you guys, basically last month we did a live example, 30 minutes, $800 was made. This is the volume account, and this is what I've done so far in native advertising. So just to give you an idea, that was the last 12 months, and we've had a lot of money across a lot of different networks. And Samit, make sure you're recording this as well. Thanks. And let me know if the slides ever don't sync up with what I'm saying. So before we start, stay until the end. You'll get two free gifts. I'm going to give away some sort of, maybe landing page. We could go with, a white hat landing page. We could go with, a diabetes landing page. I have some brain landing pages and other, white hat Nutra landing pages, just to show you guys, give you guys some stuff that works completely white hat. And if you share this webinar on Facebook right now and you send a screenshot to somebody on my team or just post it up in the chat, you will get a free beard lander. So we actually, this is a just launched product. This is actually a recurring billing product in the beard niche, and this is actually an advertorial for promoting beard offers. And as you see, it's well done, well coded, advertorial, mobile responsive, selling a beard product. So you can, if you share this on Facebook and you post the link in the chat, you'll get this lander as well. So make sure, I'll give you guys a second to post that in the chat and post up your, share this webinar on Facebook right now. So also I'll show you in a couple of slides, I'll show you guys a particular trick that allowed me to run anything I wanted on a particular native ad network. And in this webinar, in general, I'm going to show you guys the top 5 mistakes that affiliates make with native advertising. So cool stuff. I hope you guys are stoked. There's going to be a lot of good content covered in this webinar. I don't think really anybody's ever talked about native the way we have before. So first of all, who am I? If you guys weren't on the last webinar, who I am is I'm an affiliate network owner, a world traveler, and let me turn off my webcam. So, and I'm a world traveler and I'm a husband. So I wasn't always successful in affiliate marketing. I basically used to be, just like maybe some of you are. I got out of college and I was just directionless. I was confused. I was frustrated, and I had no really idea or direction in terms of making money. I knew I wanted to make money online. I knew I wanted to make things happen. I knew I wanted to kind of live this, life of freedom of location and time, but I really didn't know how to make that happen. And I didn't have any path to follow that would help me get there. So this is actually a funny picture of me. So this is back in those days after I graduated college and I was working a cubicle job and doing sales and marketing. And I thought I was my LinkedIn profile. I spent time thinking about, and I don't know if any of you have done this or currently do this, but I spent a lot of time thinking about what I put in my LinkedIn profile and how to make my LinkedIn profile better so that I could be a more valuable human being. And it was absolutely awful. You know, it was almost like I was a different person. I had to play this kind of corporate, this corporate game of, hoping that I would get paid higher salary. And, I was never in a performance position like I am nowadays. So, yeah, I fucking hated my life. And it was, my whole life seemed like it was a farce. I was working for people I didn't like. I worked with people I didn't like. I worked in I call it cubicle hell, because it just fucking sucked each day. I felt like I was dying. Now a lot of things are different. I'm able to travel the world basically. I'm hanging out with, a lot of mentors of mine. These are all employees of mine in the bottom left. I'm taking people, on vacations to, this is my team in Morocco. I rented a Lamborghini. I'm in the pyramids, just a lot of great things. I'm the owner of an affiliate network. So one difference, one thing you'll see is, I own the affiliate network. So what's good about that is I'm out here to share everything I can with you. My goal is to turn out more super affiliates. We want more six-figure-a-month affiliates on our network, and I'm giving away everything I possibly can to get you guys up to that point. So, that's my stated goal, and I'm looking to work with more people to do that. So we focus on nutraceutical niches, diet, skincare, muscle, diabetes, probiotics, et cetera, et cetera. Here's our team, just in case you're wondering who's behind Nutris Network. It's not just some dude in a basement, me. We have a big team. We have offices in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and Atlanta now, and we're growing very fast because affiliates like you are taking action and helping us be successful. So, my goal is let's make affiliate marketing great again. So what the hell are native ads? So let me kind of start off with that, because I think some people are still in Atlanta. We're in Buckhead. So I think a couple people are still confused of what native ads are. So if you go online, if you go to a site like theblaze.com or something, you'll see basically any site in the world, any major site that has content on it, you'll see recommended stories. Maybe you'll see popular stories, or you'll see other must-read stories. And these must-read stories, these are actually ads. So many of these are ads, and these are native ads. They're called native because they're meant to look like, that they're actually part of the magazine, the online magazine or newspaper that they're in. And what they're good at is people don't know their ads. So people click on them a lot, and people buy from them a lot, because the best advertising is when you don't know it's advertising. If you ask anybody, have you bought anything from an ad, most people will say no, because the best ads, people don't know their ads. So this is making affiliate lots of money. This is making tons of affiliates a ton of money, and you've got to get, if you aren't on this, if you've been looking for an easy road in that is unsaturated, this is the way to go right now. So, and we've been using this obviously to make 7 figures in affiliate marketing. Now, here's an examples of more native ads on the Huffington Post, and you can see who the ads are by, and here are more ads. This is an affiliate diet ad. Here's an affiliate financial ad. Here's, more affiliate ads. And Taboola, this is them saying they do 150 billion story recommendations per month, and this was published over a year ago. So there's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of clicks to be had. There's a lot of cheap inventory out there. So if you are fed up with kind of Facebook for whatever reason, I showed a lot. It's a great traffic source, and there's a lot of stuff there. But if you're looking for another option, native advertising is massive. It's a gold mine, and it's very open right now. And these companies want your money. So these are billion-dollar companies, and obviously I've made a ton of money using native advertising. So what you'll see in this training is you'll see the 5 biggest mistakes that affiliates make in native advertising. You will also see the system I put together to eliminate risk and instability in my affiliate business. You know, one thing that's super important to me has been, from the start, has been running a business that is consistent, that is sustainable, and that is something I can build off of, something I don't have to worry about going away if I leave the business for a week, and also something where I can predict revenue and hire employees, or have buy out office spaces with, like I've done now, and all this other stuff, because to build a business you need consistent revenue. And that's been a really big thing, and I'll show you how I've done that for my business. I'll also show you how honestly, I don't know how many of my students have made over $100,000 at this point, because so many have. I've stopped counting. And I'll also make an offer for a few people to work with me at the very end. So stick with me. It's going to be a pretty action-packed webinar. So if you guys are ready, say, I want to win. So let me know you guys are alive. Let me know you guys are there. And type in I want to win, and I'll start going into the mistakes, the 5 biggest mistakes that we're going to see in affiliates making in native advertising. Yes, I want to win. Yeah, so fuck yeah, that's awesome. Oh my God, we're shutting down GoToMeeting. Okay, cool. So let's see this. So the first biggest mistake is, and so one distinction I want to make about affiliate marketing is this is a business. Many people think it's this trickster realm, but this is at the end of the day, this is a business. And one of the biggest mistakes you can make is not working with your ad network rep. So one difference about native ad networks from Google and Facebook is that native ad networks want your money, and they're willing to work with you. These companies are growing. They're fast growing. They have a ton of inventory, and they don't have enough people buying it up. So they want your ad money, and they have reps that are able and willing to work with you. So work with your ad network rep, and I see many affiliates trying to hide. Again, my whole brand is, my whole everything about me, I'm about transparency and honesty, and I believe those are important, and I've been able to utilize that in my affiliate, my ad network relationships. And in one case, I was able to leverage this to run ads wherever I wanted, or however I wanted, using anything, any way I wanted to advertise, I could. And anybody I didn't want advertising in the article, they weren't necessarily allowed to advertise. And how would I get that? And it's, so one word is bribery. It could be as simple as, if you're out at a trade show, or if you're around the US, or if you're in a country in Europe or Asia, there are a lot of ad networks, and they have offices around the world. Take them out, spend $25 and take them out to Red Lobster. If you really want to up the ante, maybe even take out your ad network rep to a gentleman's lounge. Or what if you took your ad network rep to a sports game, maybe? Next time you're at Affiliate Summit, what if you took them to maybe a Knicks game, or some sort of sports game? Do you think your ads would be approved faster? Again, people, this is business. At the end of the day, this is business. This is business. Any advantage I'll admit, this isn't playing fair. I want to make that very clear. This is not playing fair. If I take my ad network rep for maybe, let's say, content ad or RevCon, if I take somebody out for dinner or a sports game, I'm not playing fair. But at the end of the day, this is business, and I'm going to take that money however I can. Or maybe some just old-fashioned, give them some money for consulting. So this is the fifth biggest mistake. I'm not saying you have to go to, this level and take out your ad network reps to gentlemen's lounges. But the point is, what if you started treating this more like a business and started looking at ways that you can create advantages for yourself? This is one little golden nugget, and this has worked out for me to the tune of a lot of money. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope that kind of opens some people's minds here. Now, the second biggest mistake I see people making is not being aware of the ad network's policies. So, again, if you're looking to grow a sustainable business, you want to understand you don't want to be caught unguarded when somebody said, when your ad gets banned or something like that. So always be aware of, it's out there. It's not hiding. It just takes your time to read. And again, this is free information that the ad networks provide for you. Learn what their terms and conditions are. Learn what you can advertise and what you can't advertise, and maybe you'll figure out how to do everything better. This is a given, but this is a good way to start understanding how, this is a mistake. At least being aware of what's going on is important. So if you can't show, this is Rev content, their terms and conditions. Here's Facebook. So if Facebook says you can't show excessively violent or sexual content, well, you're going to know that you can't use those angles in your advertising, or anything that is too shocking, or violent. So knowing what you can use versus what you can't use is very important. And one of the things I said is, I say, let's make affiliate marketing great again. Let's get back to some of the fundamentals, and let's focus our time on building sustainable businesses. And we have a lot of great teachers here. You're connecting with some of the best teachers, and so I think it's really good. And that's really my mission is, I want to make affiliate marketing great again. So mistake number 3. So now we're getting, is everybody following me so far? Am I going too fast over any of this stuff? I showed some really big, I showed some kind of really big concepts here so far that really, honestly, each one of these concepts has made me, 6 figures. But is everybody on the same page so far? Does anybody need me to explain anything anymore or not? Okay, let me know. And let me know if everything's good. Okay, solid. Thanks, guys. So, cool. Now, mistake number 3 is, oh, you know what? I have to change that. I accidentally have to change the thing. But mistake number 3 is not having a bidding strategy based on ROI. So let me give an example. Some sites may be making you money, and some sites may be creating conversions, but not exactly making you money. So you want to adjust your bidding strategy, and if you're not separating out your campaigns by different bid tiers, then you're leaving money on the table. And I go over this. This is a very big concept, and I talk about this more in depth in my actual training course. But don't leave money on the table here. You don't leave money on the table. If you're getting conversions from sites, even if you're ROI negative, then you're probably leaving money on the table because you're not you're not separating out your ad group, your campaigns into different bid tiers. So you've really got to be aware of that. Don't flush money down the toilet. So, I call it, I just call this concept, it's called optimization, but I call it cut the red, grow the green. And, it's just very simple. So, it's very straightforward. And let me actually bring up a screenshot here just to show you kind of what I'm talking about. So let me bring up my so yeah, let me bring this up. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just bringing up a screenshot, my volume here, and so let me know if you guys can see that. You might have to zoom in. I just had to throw in some things, but basically in this, what you can see is some of these are red. Some of these are red, and you're seeing, we only got 2 conversions here, but we're still getting conversions. It's just not at the right ROI. So what if I could, in bidding 5 cents for this placement, what if I could bid something that makes more sense to me, such as what if I could only bid 2 cents for this placement, because I don't want to cut this out, I just want to bid lower. So this makes me money. If I could just bid lower on this particular placement, then this is actually in the green now. So what I'm saying is when I've found sites that actually create conversions, even if I'm ROI negative, I still want to find a way, I still might want to find a way to advertise on them, but at a lower bid amount. So you want to set up bid tiers, and again, this is a kind of advanced methodology, but I go over this more in the course because it's, there's some advanced stuff that I have to explain there. Now, mistake number 2 I see affiliates making with native advertising is not using blacklists. And, I also call this, how to stop spending money on sites that are fraudulent and designed to suck cash from your wallet without ever giving you real visitors. So there are some sites out there that are completely fraudulent. Now, if we look at, let's look at some of these sites. So, for instance, this is a particular ad network that I've been advertising on, and look at all this red. Look at all this red. Some of these have gotten about 2,000 clicks or visits, but not given me a single conversion. Now, usually what these sites are is they're fraudulent traffic. So why the hell would you advertise on sites that have fraudulent traffic on them? And most people just don't know. Most people don't know how to identify them. Most people don't know where, what they are or how to look at them or how to find them. So, why would you advertise on these sites? And oftentimes it's just a knowledge gap because people don't have people feeding them these information. Now, what these are, just explain to people a little more about what blacklists and whitelists are, is blacklists are the sites that you're actually at, so in every ad network, it gives you the actual sites that you're advertising on, and they're given a specific ID. So in this case, it's 68BBJ, or in this case, the site name is, let's bring this up, it's 6MPK, and 6MPK, what that site might be, is that site is called a pub ID. So that site might be theblaze.com. So when your ad shows up on theblaze.com, it would show in here as 6MPK. So these are the specific sites that you are advertising on as an affiliate. Now, what if you could have a blacklist where you literally don't advertise on any of the sites that don't work out because somebody already did the groundwork for you? How great would that be? What if all of that fraud and all of that money that it takes to test advertising on these ad networks to make sure, to achieve profitability, what if all that groundwork was laid by somebody else, so you never had to advertise on the sites that didn't make you money? Now, in our case, we've laid a lot of that groundwork, and I'll tell you about what we have to offer you later on. Now, and yeah, it's getting pretty crazy. Nobody talks about this. Is this pretty good or what? Have you heard anybody talk about this stuff in native advertising? Nobody talks about this stuff, and I want to make this clear, guys. I'm an affiliate network owner. I own an affiliate network. I have a team behind me. We're looking for super affiliates to help them make more money. We're looking for super affiliates. We're looking to grow super affiliates to have them make money. So we're on your side. We're here. We're on your team. We want you to win. And because if you win, we win. If you win, we all win. The only way affiliate networks make their money is if you guys are winning. So we want to make sure we help a select group of people make this happen. And as you see, I'm a very accessible person too. I'm out there, I'm helping my guys. I'm on webinars with all my team, with all my students, with all my affiliates every single freaking day, because there's not anybody who wants you guys to win more than me. So next, I'm going to show you the number one mistake I see affiliates making in native advertising, and nobody's doing that. People are so lazy. The guys who are winning are not guilty of this mistake. The guys who are losing they never invest in themselves, they never invest in knowledge, they never leverage what's out there. And the number one mistake, here it is. The number one mistake is not using whitelists. Now, this is how to target. What if there was a way where you could only target the sites that worked for the products you're promoting, guaranteed, rather than leaving your campaigns up to guesswork? What if there was a way where you could only target those sites that worked, that had high quality traffic, that people actually converted on? What if you could do that? How amazing would that be for your affiliate business? Well, let me tell you this. This data, this is not talked about because this is a secret that people don't want you to know. And a lot of affiliate marketers out there, a lot of network owners, a lot of people running companies in this space, they want to keep all the secrets. They want to keep everything to themselves, but we've created an environment here where we're able and willing to share everything with you. So whitelists, So this is how other people make native ads work. And I was guilty of this when I started as well, but I've spent significant amounts of money. I've spent over $700 thousand or whatever gathering data. But most people say, I'm just going to spend some money on some ad network. I'm going to gather some data. I'm going to slowly find sites or ads or landing pages that get conversions. And then I'm going to try to get a positive ROI and, at the end of the day. Now, I have a couple problems with that method. It's like throwing darts blind. That was the best metaphor I came up for this. It's like if you're blindfolded trying to throw darts at a board, but you have no idea kind of what you're doing. You're just hoping if you throw a lot of darts out there that one of them will hit. And this isn't a good strategy. This is not a good process. This is just not smart. In all my businesses, I work to do something. I want an unfair advantage. Leaving your campaigns up to guesswork, I think it's really stupid. And it's freaking retarded, because if this is your business, you should start from a point of the highest knowledge you can. You shouldn't be leaving everything up to guesswork. You should have a process. You should start from as close to the finish line as you possibly can. And I used to call it my start from the top method for native advertising. So if you guys want free money, so I'm going to reveal something right here. If you guys want free money, just type in free money. So I'm going to give away a really big knowledge bomb, but I need to see at least 100 people type in free money. This webinar is packed, by the way, guys. So type in free money, free money. By the way, anybody who's on this webinar, do not leave. Make sure your internet connection is stable, because it looks like we have a full house and you may not be able to get back on. So free money, and I will, okay, cool. I can't, it's scrolling so fast I can't even see. So my secret is basically what I've done, and this list, this is an example of what we're doing or what we have. But basically, over all of my media buyers, throughout all of my time advertising, I've put together a white list and a black list of what sites work, and white list of what sites work and what sites make us money on each ad network. And I've put together a black list of what sites don't work and what sites don't make me money and don't have fraudulent traffic on many of the different ad networks. Now, one of the things is I'm going to be without further ado, I'm going to go into what I'm sharing with you guys if you stay to the end of the webinar. So if you guys stick with me, I'm actually going to share, and let me actually bring up the file here, because I'm actually going to give you guys the top 25. If you hang out with me, I'm going to give you guys a list of the top. Let me make sure I don't have this. Basically, I can't show you guys the file, but I'm going to give you guys the top 25 pub IDs to blacklist from Content.Aid, which is an ad network that has made me, if you guys saw at the beginning, it's made me over about $200,000 this last year. So if you guys saw at the beginning, I think it was like $163,000 that has made me, and I'll show you the top 25 sites, just 25 of them, not all of them, that you do not want to advertise on, or else you will lose money. So as you see, we've done all the dirty work for you. I've collected the data, I've done the dirty work, I've found out what works, what doesn't work, and I'm out here. You just want to advertise on sites that work. And one thing I don't understand is, why don't other affiliate networks help their affiliates out? Why do other affiliate networks play this game where they just want to shave? If you notice, I don't, so our network motto is, we don't shave. And if you see it right here, we don't shave. We use has offers. Every other person's using Cake and Link Trust, which allow companies to shave. We don't use software that even allows us to shave. Why don't other affiliate networks help their affiliates out, though? And I don't know why it is. Maybe they don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're just brokers and they don't add any added value. Why don't other affiliate networks help their affiliates win? All I get from my other affiliate networks is just pushing offers, run this, get my traffic. Why don't other affiliate networks stick their neck out and help their affiliates win? And we're trying to buck that trend today. So I want to make clear, I'm literally just scratching the surface on what is capable, what is possible when you're working with us, when you're working with me and my team, and you're getting training from me. So what I put together, because I only want, you are the 5 people you surround yourself with. So I've wanted to surround myself with top-notch people who are action takers, who can make stuff happen in affiliate marketing, who can make serious cash, because frankly, I don't want to share my secrets with everybody. I don't want to share my secrets with everybody. I want to share it with a small, dedicated team who's willing to make things happen. So I put together the Super Affiliate System, and this is the most comprehensive affiliate marketing program available anywhere, ever, on affiliate marketing. There is no doubt that this is, right now, this is the best possible thing you can do. I've been through every single course out there. Greg's an amazing teacher. Everybody out there is, great teachers and share amazing content. But for native advertising, and Facebook, I've put together, I believe, what is the best program possible out there. This is a 12-week course, and it's structured. We have assignments, we have homework assignments, we have accountability. We have quizzes that you actually have to complete because I want to make sure that everybody takes this seriously. I'm looking for go-getters. I'm looking for people that are interested in building skills and knowledge to make this happen. You'll get 60 hours of follow-along campaign videos where you're actually watching, just like you are here, over my shoulder. You'll get to see literally live me in front of the computer going through campaigns with you. Me live going through, let me bring something up, just going through advertising, breaking things down, showing you where to place ads, showing you where not to place ads, etc. I've made it very accessible. So, the course, you get the best affiliate setup. I'm going over the tools I use, the software program I use. Obviously, you see I use Volume. You get traffic source knowledge. I'm showing you guys how to run on Facebook. I'm showing you guys how to run on native ads. And I'm showing you guys AdWords as well. I don't really talk about it because it's not sexy, but we're still spending about $2,000 per day on AdWords. What if you could also make $100, $200, $1,000, $2,000 per day using a traffic source like AdWords? My campaigns on AdWords have been running since 2012. That's how long they've been running. So I also show about business expansion related stuff in my course, such as hiring media buyers, scaling, outsourcing. As you see, I'm super transparent. I'm not holding anything back. I'll show you how I've built out media buyers within my company, how I've scaled campaigns, how I outsource templates that I use to post online so that you can do that as well, because ultimately, some of you guys out there might already have teams of people. You guys might have outsourcers. You might be interested in building a team under you just to really hit affiliate marketing hard. I'll show you inside my course. You'll get 3 ad networks that auto-approve any ad, and they still get us 100% ROI. They're not the biggest ad networks, but they work. I'll show you guys some Photoshop tricks. I'll show you guys what I call my zero guesswork 1-5-10 targeting workaround for Facebook and Google laser focused buyer targeting. And I'll show you a lot of other things in terms of Facebook and everything that we use to make a lot of money. Now, and obviously we're doing all right on a lot of different verticals. You'll also get ready to launch campaigns. So let me bring this up. Now, here's some of the ready to launch campaigns. Just to give you guys an idea, we basically give you guys campaigns that here's a white hat skincare campaign that we were running on Facebook, and here's the offer. It goes to a VSL, but we still send it to a landing page beforehand. So we're breaking down, what offer are we promoting? We break down what landers do we use to promote it. So here's an example of a lander that we use to promote this skincare offer. Let me find another lander that we use. Sorry, if you don't mind, I'm just going to bring up another lander right here that we use to promote this skincare offer. Saggy neck. Here's a cool lander. Yeah, so here's another lander. This is White Hat. Again, this is White Hat, and this leads to a really sweet advertorial. So look, White Hat means, and we explain how you do that, what sorts of disclaimers to use, what sorts of links you might need, what sort of point of font you need to put at the top, and also what needs to be in your advertorial for it to convert and not convert. So we give you guys a lot of that stuff, in the course. We're also giving you guys ads that have worked for our campaigns in the major verticals. So if you see with this campaign, we're actually showing you one of the ads that we've ran, and if you guys are watching, I would screenshot this. Look at this. We got 1,358 checkouts, on this. So what is that? What does that kind of mean? Well, if the if the payout was about $50, 1358 times 50, so that just this ad, not even any variations of it, made us about $68,000. So what would that mean to you if you had not only if you had the targeting, if you knew the targeting that worked, but you knew the ads, you knew the psychology behind the ads that worked. If you knew what kind of ads worked, so you could create your own. And again, I'm very much about you go out and create your own. Don't use what I do as a template and use it. So what if you had all these things to help you out when you're starting out? Now, we'll also show you, the targeting we used down to the widget IDs we advertise on. So just like I showed you guys the fact that we have white lists, we have black lists, we will actually share with you the exact widget IDs that we're advertising on right now to make money on these different ad networks. So if you look at right here, you're seeing, we share what's working on what ad networks, so you can whitelist and blacklist your own stuff. Now, if you stay to the end, again, I'm going to share 25 pub IDs that you can blacklist on content ads so you don't advertise on fraudulent sites. But imagine, what if you had the exact targeting that worked at your disposal? So let's move on. We also show you, and we have a lot of landing pages. We also have a lot of pre-programmed landing pages that convert. So one thing, I have my developer constantly, he's constantly building us more and more and more landing pages for you guys, to advertise on. So we have stuff that works. Our landing pages are solid, and you're working with something that's mobile optimized and works. So if you'd like that, just say yes, because we're giving away some landers today as well as part of the special bonuses that we're doing for for being here and being a part of what we're trying to create, the vision that we're trying to create. Obviously, I already talked about you get ads that work for us on many different ad networks. You'll also see the $35,000 a day miracle ad. So I haven't made I haven't made $50,000 a day yet, but I have our biggest campaigns have done $35,000 a day. So that's I'm happy with that, and I'll show you how and also tell you the story of how that kind of came about and how we actually ended up overloading our advertisers' servers because we were sending so many sales. I'll show you the secret to writing unlimited ads and angles that that work. So I go into a lot of copywriting stuff in the course, claim benefit pairs. I show you how to utilize news bullets better than display ads, and I also show you, how doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing can sometimes be the most profitable thing for your affiliate business. So how valuable would it be for you guys to see campaigns that actually work? How valuable would it be for you guys to have campaigns that actually made money, and you can see this is a campaign that made $35,000 a day. This is a campaign that made this much money. This is how you optimize campaign. How great would it be to just watch over my shoulder as I build campaigns, as opposed to just kind of, hearing about, and building skills, also building skills that are going to make you an affiliate marketer, as opposed to jumping around from shiny object to shiny object to shiny object to shiny object that, or trick that never actually end up paying off. Because at the end of the day, whether the trick works or not, and I have plenty of tricks, but whether the trick works or not, are you left with skills that can make you a successful affiliate? Now, again, I'm going complete, I'm a completely open book. You'll get data working with me of exactly what works. Here's my advertising on content ad. Now, what we're seeing is we're not being successfully advertised, we're not successfully advertising in Canada, and wouldn't that be valuable for you to know before you launched advertising there? Or, wouldn't it be, I also show you guys how to optimize campaigns, how you can look at campaigns and basically say, how do you focus on what's green and not, and get rid of this red here that's losing you money across the board. And I go into very fine-grained detail. This is a skill. This is, affiliate marketing is a skill. The reason I say let's make affiliate marketing great again is because I want people to understand this is a skill that you can build, that you can win at, and you can make money with. But it starts with knowledge. It starts with building that skill, and I'm going to show you guys how. Now, what we also do is, I understand some people have questions. Lots of people have questions, and lots of times people are, part of, if you're going through training, you're going to want to be able to ask the teacher, specific things, or you're going to want to get feedback on campaigns. Now, we have weekly webinars, and frankly, I do webinars. Some of my students are on here. I wish I could unmute. I can unmute some of them. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let some of you handle that. But basically, we do weekly webinars. I do webinars almost every day now with my students. I'm talking to my students constantly because I'm working to help them make campaigns that work. Our affiliate network revenues are growing. They keep growing. We've grown 100% the last 3 months, month over month over month, because our affiliates are just killing it with their affiliate ads. And so, the more you guys step up and make this happen, the more webinars I do with my students. So we do at least a weekly webinar, and I'll go over campaigns. I'll help you create ads. I'll go over questions. I mean, how valuable would it be to not, to have this constant communication? And also, we have a mastermind. So we have a very active mastermind group. We call it the Nutra Cartel, where it's in Slack. It's very well organized. Let me bring it up here. So here is this is actually our mastermind right here, and what you'll see is we actually have everything. So we have a ton of landers for you guys, and what you'll see is you actually have channels organized. We actually have channels organized by different traffic sources. So instead of, I've seen other places, separate people out. It's not just a single mastermind. We have different channels for everything here. We have, if we want, for people to talk about copywriting, native ads, Taboola, Rev content, Outbrain, AdWords, etc. So we're going over everything specifically, and we have a lot of resources to help you out. And our students are making things happen. We're sharing ads. We're making campaigns happen. And it's a group. What we are is we're creating a movement. We're creating an entire movement within affiliate marketing, a move towards transparency, a move towards open communication, a move back towards the fundamentals and back towards skill building, where where a lot of the money is, because I've seen the money, and obviously you guys have as well. And see, here's some of our students. As you see, people are sharing links, people are sharing things that are going on, what devices are working, what's not working. And wouldn't that be great to actually, I don't know if you were, back when I started, I was kind of like, I was completely, I always was like, I don't need, I don't need anybody to help me out. I don't need to be a part of everything. And it took me about 4 years, 3 or 4 years to be a successful affiliate marketer, 3 or 4 years of frustration, 3 or 4 years of being alone. I don't know how many of you guys are in this business right now, and do you ever just feel alone, like nobody's out there to help you? Like you don't have, when I started out in this business, none of my friends were affiliates. All of my friends were other corporate guys that would go out after work and have drinks, and none of them had ambitions to make this happen and make money on the internet. And one of the hard things I understand when you start out and when you're trying to make your first money is that you probably aren't hanging out with all affiliate marketers. I mean, do you even know? Are you personally friends with any other affiliate marketers? Because if you aren't, you're putting yourself in a serious position of weakness. You're putting yourself in a serious position of weakness that people like me end up using. We end up putting up better ads because we're masterminding together. What would be the worth of being in a mastermind where people shared stuff that actually worked and we're all moving towards a common goal, and with the backing of an affiliate network that made sense and that worked to make you guys money? So we also have a members only forum, and that's why I created the mastermind. Now we also have a members only forum where people are sharing campaigns, people are sharing, this is a couple white hat campaigns on Facebook, bed bugs and athletic greens. People are sharing, here's a Garcinia follow along on Content.Aid. Here's a sleep aid. This is for legal marijuana, I believe, on Facebook. So people are sharing here. How great would it be to be a part of a community like that? And you also get access to me within the mastermind, and I'll chat with people there. You get the opportunity to create relationships with super affiliates. We have it says one of whom, we actually have 3 different super affiliates who have made over $100,000 in a day. And I mean, I'm not going to say who they are because obviously you guys will all hit them up, and that would be rude. And you'll have the opportunity to network with, affiliate, just all sorts of affiliates that are making a lot of money. I'll introduce you to 2 unknown marketing masters that, I've followed them religiously, and they've helped me become a millionaire. I've also show you the source of all the best new ad angles, how you can use it, as well, and we will make introductions to ad network reps for you. If you need, and so you don't have to do all that legwork. So we can just make the introduction, and you guys hit it off from there. Now, things are consistently changing, and so it's important to be a part of a group of people who are all together and moving towards a common goal. Now, of course, you also get access to our private network of very high converting neutral offers and support from super affiliates. Now, we own the network, so we know what's going on. I have a team in place to make sure you guys are supported. If you guys are running traffic, you get you get support on the course, and if you guys are running traffic, you get support from my network as well. And just imagine how valuable would that be. So we're here to help you. We're here to make stuff happen, and we want to help you out in any way possible. Is basically basically the thing. We have, because we're a network, we have cap space on some of the best trial offers out there. And, you know, it's limited, but we'll let you know, and you'll get first dibs. Now, if you're at this point, I'm seeing some messages pop up already with people, and I'm seeing, you know, I'm seeing a lot of people saying, you know, to have a course that teaches rookies or newbies, and as well as advanced people alike to go from A to Z, you might think this would be expensive. And I want to make very clear, this is not as expensive as years and years of trial and error. This is not as expensive as the frustration of having, you know, no support group, you know, to meet up with every week, you know, on different webinars. You know, this is not as you know, important. You know, this is not as expensive as just dealing with all that bullshit that's going to hold you back and never having your first success and always thinking that, you know, making money for yourself is an elusive goal, because that's shitty. You know, that's hell. You know. Now, if I were to add everything up, I would basically say, look, we could have full-time developer. You know, if I added up high-end masterminds, if I added up, you know, conferences and networking events I've gone to reach this level, if I added up all the money I spent on ads to find winners, this doesn't even touch on it. And if you also add up the opportunity cost of losing money every single day on affiliate marketing and not knowing what you're doing wrong, I mean, how horrible is that? I don't know, have you been in that situation where you're losing money but you have no idea what's going wrong because you've never been, you know, you've never built up the skills to optimize, to learn, to whatever. You know, you've never built up these skills that are essential. Well, I could easily charge $100,000 for this, and that's, you know, that would be, frankly, that would be a steal. And, you know, many people, you know, because essentially what I'm giving you is an entire business here, and I'm looking to over-deliver insane. You know, now if I were to actually be a little more reasonable, and let's say I actually added things up based on the kind of intrinsic value of each of the different components. You know, if I said, okay, look, we have the widget IDs, we have the custom audience data of buyers lists for Facebook, you know, and for AdWords custom audiences. We have a 12-week course. You know, that is a college-length course. Actually, our course is beyond college length now, with more homework than an average college course and more quizzes than an average college course would have. We have, most college courses meet 2 to 3 times a week. We meet every single day. We have about a webinar every other day now, at least every. You know, we are way over delivering here. This is the best thing, and this is not going to last very long. And I'll kind of go into that because only, you know, in this class we only have a few spots left for actual affiliates. And this was an encore webinar, so we opened up a couple more spots for affiliates to join our team. But basically, acceptance to run affiliate offers on our network, that is not for sale. Acceptance to, you know, into my super affiliate mastermind group, it's $24,000 a year. Now, if I were to add it up, I could say $54,000. Now, if I were to be reasonable, now, you know, a lot of people told me a reasonable price. Hey, John, you're a reasonable guy. You don't need the money. You don't need to do that. You know, a lot of people said $10,000 would be worth the price. $10,000 because, frankly, people offer to pay me $20,000 a day to consult with their business, and getting weekly webinars with me, getting all this stuff. You know, I would charge, if I were to, you know, do any consulting, I would charge probably $2,000 an hour. So if I were to do any consulting, which I don't because I'm doing well enough in my own businesses now. What I thought about it, and I wanted to create something that is reasonable for people that because I thought back to where I was in 2009, and I thought back to if I wouldn't be able, in 2009, when I was just starting off on my affiliate marketing journey, I wouldn't have been able to afford this. I was, I just read the 4-Hour Work Week, and after reading the 4-Hour Work Week, I was led to learn about how to make money online, and I came across affiliate marketing. Now, I never had anybody who, I could never find anybody to teach me. I could never find any direction. I could never find any other people who did similar things to what I was trying to do. All my friends just kind of, hung out at the frat and drank and played beer pong and didn't have those same sort of ambitions. Now, I constantly think, about where would I be, if back in 2009, I had this sort of opportunity that you have today. If back in 2009 I had the same opportunity that you had today, and I was able to actually have the materials that you get if you are accepted as a student of mine in this course, I would be in a completely different situation in my life today. I would have, my whole life trajectory would have been completely different. I would have had, there were years of hardship and struggle and pain and fucking depression and loneliness and aloneness and just, I would scream, every now and then in my car driving home because, nobody could hear me, and I just hated my fucking life because I would go to this job, I'd drive an hour every day to this job and sit in a cubicle, and I just hated it. And for a young kid, I was making all right money, but I wasn't doing what I wanted. I wasn't around people I wanted. I wasn't with whom I wanted. I didn't have opportunity to meet the people that truly gelled with me because I always had to stay in this pattern of frustration, and it sucked. So I said, what could I do for that person, for that 19-year-old version of me? So what I'm doing, and this is just for, this is limited. This is, and when we reach our goals as a network, we're never going to do this again. I've dropped the price to $4,997, basically $5,000. That would have changed my, that would have changed the 2009 version of John's life. If I had just made the decision to say, go, I want in, I want to win. So if you are interested in this, if this is something that sounds like it'll work with you right now, there are also some special bonuses for fast action takers, because one of the biggest things I've learned in life is that the best people, the people you want on your team the most, are the ones who see something and go for it and get it and do it. So the best people are going to get a couple of bonuses, which I'm going to name out in a second here. But if this is something that you see, that you want, and that you are willing and ready to make the commitment to do, right now text 805-225-4624 and text I want in. Type in your name and type in I want in, or I want to win. But if this is something you see that you want to do, now, the first fast action bonus was there was only one person that was able to do this, and this was the first person, this was on our last webinar, and the first person who takes action, because money loves speed. Money loves quick implementation. So if this is something you're ready to do, this is a step you're willing to take, to commit, to invest in yourself, to invest in building skills to become an affiliate marketer, to invest in skills to create a sustainable business that you can build upon, text right now the number down below and make sure you type in your name and I want in, and somebody on my team will follow up with you and will go over your, will interview you and go over your application, because we are looking, this is an application process. We are taking only, so just to give you guys kind of breakdown here. We have 800 people who are registered on this webinar. We have over 800 people who are registered on this webinar. We have 20 spots available for this month for new students. Again, we have 20 spots available for this next class of students, and we have 800 people registered for this webinar. So if you do the math, this is not going to be around for much longer. Now, the fast action bonus number 1. Now, as I said, money loves speed. So make sure you text right now, because I'm going to go over the next 2 bonuses, which are pretty eye-popping. And even Greg was like, even you were like, you know, this is kind of crazy, John, when I gave them out last week. But the first bonus was a $25,000 value, and this is literally a this is $25,000 value. It's a mansion we are renting in Beverly Hills. It's called Marketers Mansion, and hang out with for a month with other marketers. Now this is a very special program. You're hanging out with top marketers that are doing 7, 8, or 9 figures in affiliate, in just marketing in general in Beverly Hills. Now, fast action bonus number 2. So this is if you text right now. So text right now and type in your name and type in "I want in." The first 5 people. Okay, I'm actually getting a message from Sami. Congratulations, Derek. Congratulations, Christine. Okay, so we have 3 more left to this. Guys, super excited. You guys are on board. But basically, we have 3 more for this fast action bonus. So if this is something you're interested in, text 805. Text the number down here and type in "I want in." So how would you like me to coach you for free? Now, as I said, if I worked with people, I would charge $20,000 per day, but I don't even allow people to buy that because my time is my most valuable asset, and that's something I teach. That's the reason why we all want internet businesses, is because internet businesses are the only way to separate your time from your actual income. Now, how would you like to be a part of an inner circle of top affiliates at a live mastermind? So first off, write this date down. April 27th through April 29th. Write that down right now. April 27th through April 29th. Now, normally we charge $5,000 for this. And we charge $5,000 for this privilege to be here. How would you like to get into this special mastermind, which I'm going to tell you about in a second here, for free? Now, again, normally we charge $5,000 for this, and you can get it for free. Now, so this is Los Angeles. So this is the Pacific Palisades. This is my neighborhood of Los Angeles. So, and this is our copywriting camp right here. So this is actually in a canyon right next to Bel Air. You literally have to drive by Elon Musk's house and Steven Spielberg's house just to get here. So to get to our camp, you're going to have to go through one of the nicest neighborhoods in the world. And we have about 150 acres rented out right here for us to do our mastermind at. Now, I picked nature because one of the things I teach is copywriting, which I believe you need to be in the right environment to activate all your senses. If you're working from home, if you have a nagging wife and you have a blank wall in front of your computer, then you're not putting yourself in a position to win. My whole thing is I want to put everybody here in a position to win. And I'm looking for 5 people, so you are the 5 people you associate yourself with. Now, the first 5 people to sign up for the, to text, and Samina, if you can put in the number that they text in the actual chat, but text this number, type in your name, and type in "I want in" for the first 5 people to actually, hold up. For the first 5 people, you'll actually get this for free. So this is some of the people that will be at this mastermind will include people like this is a guy named Joe Laughlin. He's an 18-year-old super affiliate earning 5 figures plus a month, and he actually knows he knows some strategies that I don't even know about, and he's been killing it. And you'll get to meet people like this, because if this kid can do it, he hasn't even been to college, so if kids like this can make it happen, and he's from like this small rural town, it's got like 400 people in it, and he's just murdering it. So, people like this can make it happen. You can too. You've got to believe in yourself. The first part of everything comes from confidence. As you see, this is not an updated screenshot of his. He's made a lot more money, but he's been through my training, and he's made a lot of money. He's been a great success story. Here's another success story. This guy just sent in a cool testimonial a week ago. John Walton has made, over $51,000 in less than a couple months. And one thing he said is, I was sold before it was even for sale. He's getting closer to 5 figures a day. And he said, affiliate marketing is a lot more stable for me now than it was in the past. It was really shaky. I didn't think I could make it work consistently. What I really wanted is consistency, because what we teach in the course is copywriting. We teach skills. We teach the actual fundamentals, skills of affiliate marketing that aren't talked about anywhere, and to help you guys make money. You'll also meet my buddy Ronnie, who's making $1,000 to $2,000 profit every single day, and just living life the way he wants to, and that's really exciting. And seeing stories where people can kind of, this is where he used to be, kind of working that corporate job, and he does whatever he wants now. I mean, if you could live your life without having to worry about, worry about all this other, being, you could be who you want, you could hang out with who you want. Imagine if you had complete freedom. So he makes $1,000 to $2,000 per day with, on white hat Facebook stuff. So the first 5 people to take action get this for free. Now, for the first 8 people, you'll actually get to meet one of my students, but also one of my early mentors. He's a kind of behind the scenes guy. He doesn't do coaching, but he wanted to kind of, he's helped me out with a lot of stuff in regards to native ads. And this is actually Carlos Valiente. So he's a student of mine. He's a student and a success story. But honestly, he was one of the people who opened my eyes up to native advertising. He really helped me nail down and get a lot of the native advertising that I run in my company successful. So again, if you want to take advantage of this, if you want to take advantage of some free, basically if you want to take advantage of, he will hop on 2 coaching calls with you in the first month you're in my course if you text the number below and type in "I want in." And for the first 8 people, you'll be able to get on some coaching calls with him to have him help you out on your campaigns, and also get some Skype access, to chat. So just to give you an idea, he was a student of mine, and in his second month, he made $21,813 profit, and he had never had a successful affiliate campaign before that point. His third month, he made $26,602 profit, and before that, and keep in mind, people who work with me, if you're not working with me, work with somebody. If you're not working with me and you're not getting successful, I'll tell you this, you're going to speed up the rate you get successful by so much when you're working with an all-star squad of people. Opportunities like this don't come across often. Here's another student of mine who's made over $100,000 profits on Facebook offers within 6 months of learning from me, of applying the systems that I teach. And here's some examples. So this was actually his first month he sent me. He made $6,919.10. He's been running diet traffic in US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. His second month applying my systems, he made $35,000. His third month applying my systems, he made $44,000. What I teach works. You know, the main question is, are you ready for it? You know, are you ready to be taught? Now, there are 3 types of people in this world. And there are people who watch things happen. You know, I don't know how many of you, out there kind of spend most of your time, watching things happen. How many of you watch TV, or you watch reality TV, or you watch others live the life that you want to live without actually being there? And it's hypnotic. But are you one of the watchers, or are you one of the people who make things happen? So Luis makes things happen. He decided that he needed advice, he needed the knowledge, he needed the traffic story, all that stuff, and he made things happen. Now, are you one of the people who watch things happen? And then the third type of person is somebody who wonders what happened. And you don't want to be this person. I felt, some of my friends from high school have gone on, some of my friends went on to become very successful at a time when, it's really, I'm a very competitive guy. So, growing up, my first, couple years back, when I wasn't really at the point I was now, I remember watching all the people around me moving up in life, starting companies, growing companies, hiring employees, and becoming important people, buying Ferraris. I remember when I met somebody that I used to coach on a track team, and he had bought a Ferrari. This kid is 2 years younger than me, and I saw him at a local bar, and he pulls up in a Ferrari, and I'm still driving an old, an old Ford car, and it's a shitty feeling. You don't want to be in the position where you wonder what happened. You could change everything today. You have a choice. You have a choice to move things forward. I've priced this. This program is available to people who are go-getters, who are ready to do things. So a couple details about the program is, let me go into a couple details about the program. But basically, let me bring this up. How do you work with me? Technically, you are an independent contractor. You're an affiliate. You're going to work with an affiliate manager. You're getting assistance with links, creatives. And our accountants are going to pay you weekly if you work with us. So your money always gets, your money moves fast. Also, another thing is you need $3,000 to $5,000 to spend on ads. Remember, you need $3,000 to $5,000 to spend on ads. You have to spend money on ads to make money, because we teach paid traffic advertising. You set up your own accounts using our methodology, and we have exclusive meetups. I saw somebody asked about meetups. We have exclusive meetups at Stack That Money and Affiliate Summit, and we have booths. We throw a lot of club events. We have a lot of cool parties. And again, this is a 90-day course, so our goal is to get you profitable within 90 days. And I don't know if basically there are two. The reason you've really got to do this is you're either in one or two modes. You're either growing or you're dying. And I kind of say you're either in an upward spiral, which is like you learn, you commit, you learn, and you do, just like you have the option to commit today. And I call that freedom. When you're growing, when you're in this positive cycle. I mean, how many of you are out there? How many of you are in a very positive feedback cycle where you keep growing, you keep committing, and you keep learning, and you keep growing, and it just all keeps circling upwards? How many of you guys are out there in that? I personally call that freedom. And freedom looks like this. It could look like, traveling anywhere you want, being with who you want, whenever you want. It could look like, being with your family, spending time with your family, not having to worry about what's going on, not having to worry, not having to tell your daughter you can't make it because you're at work on a project. Or it could look like some form of excess, like, this is Dan Bilzerian here. He's got a lot of nice girls with him, and he's playing video games, eating pizza, doing his thing. That's awesome. Or how many of you out there are stuck in a negative feedback loop, where a downward spiral, where you have negative thoughts, you have doubts, you constantly doubt yourself? How many of you out there constantly doubt themselves, constantly question every single decision you make? How many of you constantly wheedle back and forth between one good idea to another good idea? How many of you constantly have conversations with other people that get you excited about a new business, only to end up having a conversation with another person, get you excited about another opportunity to make money? How many of you are caught in this cycle, this negative cycle of busyness, poor thinking, anxiety, financial fatigue, etc.? And how many of you would like a clearly structured program, a clearly outlined program that led you through from A to Z how to make things happen, how to make money online? And I call this downward spiral, I call that slavery. If you're stuck in this downward spiral, that's slavery. And, here's what slavery looks like. This is what slavery looks like. How, working in a cubicle, how many of you, working in a fucking cubicle, this is not how we were meant to live. This is how we were meant to live. Look at this, this is how we were meant to live. Family around here, spending time with those we want. This is not how we were meant to live. If you are stuck in this place, you need to get out now by any means necessary. Get out now. Or are you stuck in this situation where you're passionless, you're looking for a job, you don't know what you want to do in life, you don't know where to go, you don't know where to start? The most important thing is start somewhere. How many of you are in just, some of you out there, I know a lot, some of my students are making really good money working in a corporate job, but they are passionless, and they're not doing what they want, they're not surrounded with the people they want. And how many of you out there are just kind of in, just watching life go by, like this guy in the bottom right? And, we all know, I don't know if any of you guys have wives or, significant others here, that, if you are not living your life out in your way, in your passion, it's going to lead to conflicts at home. It leads to conflicts everywhere. And if you're like this guy in the bottom right, sitting on the sidelines, you've got to get away from that. Get your butt off the couch. Take action now. Let's make this happen. So, I'm going to give away in a few minutes here, I'm going to give away our special gifts. We talked about our landers. We talked about, giving away, the top data to get rid of, to blacklist on Content.Aid. But if this is something, if this is a shift you need to make in your life, believe in yourself. I'm a leading affiliate marketer. Greg knows this. The top affiliates who run with our network know this. We're solid guys. So if you are international, make sure you fill out an application at johncrestani.com/Greg. johncrestani.com/Greg. Or send us to take advantage of the fast action bonuses, make sure you text this number right now. So text this number right now. So here's a screenshot of what we're paying out. Took this earlier this week. This is what we're paying out affiliates on a daily basis. Sorry, we're paying out between $10,000 and $40,000 a day to affiliates. So when we say our affiliates are having success, we're serious about it. People are reaching degrees of success that are awesome. So, you know, don't hold yourself back. You know, don't hold yourself back. And okay, we're going to get to the question and answer in a second, but I just want to give you guys an idea of this is what doing it yourself looks like. You know, if you guys are still struggling out there, if you guys are still frustrated, if you guys are still worried and doubting and caught in this trap of just doubt and doubt and questioning and lack of direction, let me show you what lack of direction looks like. So it might look like trolling around forums, you know. So these are mistakes that you're making if you are, you know, if you're trying to make it, you know. Trolling around forums looking for that golden nugget. You know, or maybe you go on Warrior Forum and, you know, here's a guy selling a system to make money for $9. You know, maybe you're like this, and maybe you troll, you know, you look around Warrior Forum and try to find, you know, that special Warrior Forum special that you're gonna spend $7 on, that's gonna make you a millionaire. Or maybe you know, you try to learn internet marketing by, you know, you're going on Fiverr. You know, did you know you can go on Fiverr? You know, these are other ways of you know, trying to become an affiliate marketer. Go on Fiverr and just search learn internet marketing. Here's a guy that will show you how to earn passive income online for $5. You know, so you know, oh, maybe he'll even teach you how to do it. You know, who knows? You know, but you know, this is what other people, you know, these are other ways to get, you know, to learn internet marketing. Here's another way to learn internet marketing. You know, just, you know, go on some Facebook groups and, you know, try to find good information on there. You know, so this is what other people are doing. Other people are going to seminars. You know, I don't know if you've ever done this and, you know, expected to learn the things, expect to be told what's up, and keep in mind, you know, it's not your fault. If you've been doing these things and you're still not having success, it's not your fault. You know, the incentives have never been aligned like they've been before. I've designed this course for people both newbie to advanced that are both new to internet marketing as well as advanced internet marketers to get to the next level and to become successful within 90 days. So, you know, there are a lot of greedy super affiliates out there keeping the secrets to themselves, and there are idiots these freaking idiots who post up. Let me show you, you know, Warrior Forum specials. This has got to be the stupidest thing I've ever seen. People are saying they're going to make you tens of thousands of dollars for $7. They say they're charging $7. You know, these are not people who are standing behind their product. These are products suck, and they claim to be educators, you know, but they've never studied how to properly educate, how to properly teach. Now, if you're interested in joining our program, text your name, text I want in to 805-225-4624 and fill out an application at johncrestani.com/Greg, and that's, you know, and if you're international, fill out the application there, and that's the way to do it. I hope you guys got a lot of good value from this. I'm gonna wrap up shortly here because I'm going to, you know, I've got to go take care of some things, but I'm gonna give away some of these landers. I want to go over some questions and answers, and I'm gonna, you know, and then I'm gonna share these landers with everybody. So. Questions and answers. I'm seeing, let me see some questions and answers here. So I'm seeing a number of questions. Samit, can you, is Samit on the thing? If somebody's there that can help give me some questions. Let me see. So yeah, a lot of you got okay, awesome, thanks. Yeah, I've been, I've been doing this for a while, and I know what's going on. So, questions, questions, questions. So Taboola is a native ad network. Taboola is a native ad network, and it's awesome. Do you do direct buys on your whitelisted site? So no, I just advertise on them through the network. So I'm not seeing too many things. I'm not seeing too many questions. Bidding strategy on Rev content. I go over that in the course. My beard is 6 inches long. Great content, raising, cool, cool, cool. Okay, so that's it. I encourage everyone here, fill out an application, work with us. We're going to, we're on your team. You've never met anybody more dedicated. I work 16 hours a day because I'm dedicated to business. I like growing companies. It fuels me. I have more money than I need right now. I'm fueled by helping you guys out, and frankly, it's exciting. We're building businesses here. So let's get your questions here. White hat methods, yes, my course is focused around mainly white hat. There is some black hat content in there, but I don't talk about it. But the course is mainly, it's focused around white hat methods, Charles. Cool. Oh, cool. I wanted to thank Steve. I'm seeing Steve. I'm seeing Amit. Are already on board. Awesome stuff, guys. Awesome stuff. So I'm going to give away. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to throw up the Beard Lander first. So let me throw up the Beard Lander first for you guys, and here you guys go. So let me bring that up here. Beard Lander. So where is this Beard Lander? So the first thing I'm giving away for people who shared this, if you shared this on Facebook, you're going to get a Beard Lander, and let me, if you post it in the chat, I'm going to have my assistant post up the Beard Lander. So here's the Beard Lander. Beard Lander. And that's the link where you can download the Beard Lander. So if you post up a screenshot in the chat, we should be posting up the Beard Lander to you guys. So I'm just posting it up, and there you guys go. Okay. Oh, oopsies! I shared it in the main chat. Let me get rid of that. Ah, shit. Well, I guess you guys get a Beard Lander now. Now, the next thing is let me send you guys the top 25 pub IDs to get rid of on content ads. So if you guys stuck around, these are the top 25 pub IDs to get rid of on content ads. So I'm going to share that with people who have been on this webinar, and you guys can get this. This is solid stuff. What you do is you want to blacklist this, and here's the top 25 pub IDs you want to get rid of. Now you have to download these right away because I'm going to be taking these down very shortly. So top 25 pub IDs to blacklist on content ad. So I just posted in this chat. So check it out. And yeah, the Beard Lander was exclusive. The beard. My beard is exclusive on our network. That's funny. So if you can't see the chats, it's really, that's a question for GoTo. Everybody else can see the chats. Sorry about that, David. You've just got to do that. So I just posted the top 25 pub IDs to blacklist on content ad there. So make sure you get in there. make sure you get in there and get those, because I'm going to get rid of that very soon. I'm going to delete everything in there very soon, and stuff. Do you enter? Okay, so our network is, just to let you guys know, our network is reserved for affiliates that are pushing traffic, active affiliates, because one thing I've done with my network is, we wanted to bring on top quality people to work with you on our network. I wanted to bring together an all-star team of people to really help support your affiliate marketing efforts. But I wouldn't be able to do that if I brought on anybody, if I brought on any affiliate that wanted to run, because what's happened is every affiliate who's not pushing any volume, who's not sending any conversions on a daily basis, wants to work with our network. So, because they just want to ask us questions, actually. How many of you would just like to just ask my affiliate managers questions every day? Well, you're not alone. A lot of people want to just ask my employees questions all day long. And, that obviously I couldn't bring on top-notch people if I were to do that. So we only accept affiliates onto my network that are either successful affiliates pushing at least 10 sales a day, or not 10 sales a day, sorry, it's like $25,000 a month, I think, is our cutoff. So if you're not pushing about $1,000 a day, then you have to be a student to join our network. We are not looking to work with just anybody. We're only looking to work because we have limited people. I only have so many people that are really smart on my network. I'm not trying to hire some floozies that are, looking for internships. So we're looking to work with, we have smart people in my employees, and, you're going to get top-notch support, but you're only going to be accepted in our network if either you're a student or if you're already pushing volume. You're in college, drop out. Sorry, Thomas. If you want, I'd save your money and spend it on something else. I'd save that money you're spending on college and spend it on something that really builds skills. Take your education money and spend it on skill building. Let me see. I'm starting to get some more questions. People like my beard. How much does the dog make? The dog is very well taken care of. We take care of our dogs good here. I'm a big proponent of dogs. Now let's see what else. What else do we? Okay. Also, I'm gonna have a poll right now to see what you guys want in what sort of lander you guys want. So the last giveaway is: do you guys want white hat skin lander? Do you guys want a bed bugs lander? Do you guys want a diabetes lander? Or do you guys want, let's see this. The beard lander was not blocked. Or do you want, let's see. I'm going to post these three up, and let me get one other niche here. I'll just say flashlight niche. No, I'm not going to do flashlight niche. I'm going to do, we'll do these three. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to pop this up right now, and I'm going to throw this in GoToMeeting. And so I'm going to let this run for 2 minutes while you guys select what sort of landers you guys want. So I'm going to launch this poll now. Make sure everybody votes, because I want to see what you guys want. Now, just to be clear, we're only looking to work, this next class is limited. We have limited applications that we're taking, and you have to be approved. So make sure, if you're interested in working with my network, if you are already a super affiliate doing above $50,000 a month, then talk to me personally. Find a way to contact me personally, or just send in an application. But if you are not currently making over $25,000 a month as an affiliate marketer, make sure you fill out an application at johncrestani.com/Greg, or text your name and I want in to 805-225-4624. There is no better opportunity available for you right now to become an affiliate marketer than what you're getting right now. And this is limited time. This is not going to be around forever. I do not need to do this forever. We're growing the network exponentially, so I'm looking for a small team of people to work with. I'm looking for a small team of people to work with. I'm looking for more affiliates. Now, another great quote I heard was, if you guys work with me, if you decide to work with me, you will have so much winning that you may even get bored with winning. So you will have so much winning, you may even get bored with winning. Now, some of my students in the past have literally, this has literally happened. I don't want to go into specific names here, but a number of my employees have gone on to make so much money that they've ended up just fucking off for a couple months and just going on vacation, or just traveling around the world, or moving to new cities, or to doing what they truly felt was aligned with their best interests in life. Quite a number of people I've worked with have gotten bored with winning, and they've looked for other ways to spend their time, because I can show you the way, and you will have profitable campaigns if you work with me and if you apply my methodology, if you learn the skills. But imagine what it would be like if you could decide what you wanted to do with your time, as opposed to feel like you're a cornered dog fighting for the money to survive. So here's another success story of mine, Tyler Ellison. And I want to make clear, I've packaged this all up, because I've focused my entire business on turning this into a system, something that just works, an interconnected set of pieces. So now we have the poll. It looks like the poll is, okay, I'm going to close the poll. Okay, last people voting. Okay, closed. And we have 42% of people voted for diabetes. This is surprising. You guys are not loving the bed bugs. Only 5% of people voted for bed bugs, and 53% of people want white hat Skinlander. 53% of people want a white hat Skinlander. So what we're going to do is we're going to give out a white hat Skinlander. Let's bring something up. So here was the diabetes lander that you would have gotten, and this is a diabetes lander, and this goes to a VSL. We're not giving that away. We already gave away the beard lander, and you guys can work with us to make that happen and push some traffic there. Let me bring up this Skinlander real quick. I just have to search for it. Give me 1 second. So more questions. If you guys have more questions, make sure you send it in the chat, and I will go over all your guys' questions at the end. So just to show you guys a little bit of the course so far, so you guys can see what we're doing. This is the course, and it's a 12-week course, and we've got a lot of the campaigns in here. So, looking for that Skinlander. Let me find that right now, and we will be off to the races. So, my drive, and I just got to find this. How'd you guys enjoy the webinar? Did you guys get some stuff out of it? Did you guys, what was the best thing that you guys learned in this webinar? And also, if you guys are still here, make sure, I'm giving out special stuff. I give out a lot of bonuses. I do a lot of my webinar announcements through weird channels because I want the best action takers to actually be able to get a hold of me. So make sure you add me on Facebook. Make sure you add me on Snapchat. Make sure you add me everywhere you can, because I will continue to drop good webinars on you if this is something you enjoyed. But I generally release these things, so if you guys want to be the first to hear about it, and if you guys want to get on special webinars that I only do for, you know, select few people, then make sure you're adding me on all the social media channels. I'm still finding this this lander. It's called the saggy neck lander, and let me find it. So, skincare, saggy neck. Sorry guys, I'm having some problems finding this particular lander, but I'm gonna find it and download it for you guys. So so yeah, add me on social media. Yeah, add me on social media, and you guys will get more and more cool stuff that I'll be sending out. So where's the saggy neck lander? Sorry guys, I'm having problems finding the saggy neck lander. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go with the, where is it, the second biggest thing. Ooh, you know what, I'm having problems finding some of the landers here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys another lander that will allow you to run on, going to give you guys a stress relief lander that you guys can use to promote Zen Pro, which is one of our best offers, and it's actually a legal marijuana offer. So hold on one second, and I'm going to find this right now. So guys, make sure, if you guys want to be considered for the program, sign up right now. Text "I want in" to 805. So finding this offer to show you guys. And there we go. So this is for this offer. So this offer is stress relief pills, and this is completely legal. This is compliant because it's compliant on Facebook because it's a straight sale. You have to watch out for your marketing to make sure it's not too aggressive. But this is a straight sale offer, and it works, and it's really solid, and you guys can make a lot of money with it. I'm going to give you guys this lander right here. Let me upload it, and give it to you guys. So give me 1 second, and I'll give this out to you guys. So I'm actually taking out, if you guys are still on the blacklist, I'm taking this out. I'm going to take this down in a second. I'm going to delete this all, and I'm going to start deleting things. And you guys, so if you guys are on this page, you guys are going to want to copy this right now, because I'm actually going to take that down, and I'll put up a link to get on the next webinar. So yeah, I don't know. Is there I don't know if you're there, Greg or Samit, but if there's anything else you guys want me to go over, I'm basically finished. There's not much more I have to say. I'm gonna get out of here soon too, and yeah. You guys add me on social media. I hope you guys had an awesome time here. I hope you guys learned a lot. And let's do Beard Lander. I can give you guys. So here is the stress relief lander, and I'm going to share it with you guys, and here we go. Stress relief lander, and here you guys go. Make sure to add me on all the social media channels. Make sure to add me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I'm going to be doing cool stuff. I look forward to definitely make sure to add me on Snapchat. I just started Snapchat, and it's kind of exciting. I'll be sharing some cool stuff. The blacklist, I already posted in the chat. So if you guys if you guys were not paying attention while I was sharing everything, you guys, one of the things is you guys got to make sure to take action. You know, if you're on this webinar but you just have the audio open and you're not paying attention on, you know, with your full focus, you're going to miss out on the bonuses, guys. Remember, you're going to miss out on the bonuses if you're not paying attention. You know, this is important stuff. If you are interested in making, you know, if you are interested in making this a real business, you know, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you know, you have your full focus. You're going to make sure you're using this on your biggest screen with your best resolution so you could see all of the details that I'm going through live, because I'm gonna drop knowledge bombs on you guys, but you guys got to make sure to be there, show up, take action. And again, if you guys are interested in taking advantage of the bonuses, make sure you text in right now, and you know, we may end up working together in the future. So have a good one, and I will try to get the replay up to Greg whenever this is done. Thanks, guys, for coming on. I just want to applaud you guys. This was a 2-hour webinar, and I wanted to congratulate you guys for making it this long. You guys are obviously dedicated. There are hundreds of people still on this webinar. You guys are obviously dedicated to making this happen, to becoming a successful affiliate marketer. And you know, I'm super excited to serve you guys. I look forward to having some of you guys become successful case studies for me. I'm looking for my first $1 million affiliate, and you know, congratulations. I look forward to also, if you guys enjoy this, make sure to let Greg know. Let Greg know what you learned. Let Greg know you enjoyed this. Post in the group. Post in the Greg Davis group. And yeah, hopefully, if you guys, you know, last but not least, subscribe to all my social media channels, and you know, I'll be interacting with you guys more in the future. Have a good one, guys, and have a good Thursday night. Bye.